it's just pitiful. He still doesn't want it. It's a great movie.
You've never dealt with invasive thoughts and like the OCD shit. I was the most neurotic 10-year-old you've ever met. Like so what he was saying, like lots of people are like, oh, I'm OCD. Like I was diagnosed OCD at like 10. Like everything had to be balanced. I would be like unable to focus on anything in school because I would notice that I had leaned on the left side of my desk too long, and I would have to try and think about how exactly long I leaned on that side of the desk so I could counteract it with the other side. I would have to turn off lights and like check locks multiple times. When I was driving, now? The only thing I still do now is this next thing. When I was a kid, I would be in the back seat like driving, and I would have to blink like exactly between the two telephone poles, like estimating exactly where the middle point would be and try and blink on that. And I will still catch myself sometimes trying to blink at exactly the middle point between telephone poles. God, I used to have invasive thoughts. Like if I don't do something I knew I wasn't supposed to, my grandparents are going to die and go to hell. Yeah. And so it'd be like, push Johnny off his bike, or your grandma's going to be in a car accident and die, and it'll be your fault. And like, I wouldn't indulge in that. Like I wouldn't shove kids or do that. I would just be like, I know this isn't real, but like, you can't not obsess over it. So it's awful. Like everything had to like move the same way. If I walked somewhere like down the hallway, like, if it was like not the right number of steps, or I stepped on, like I guarantee I looked like a fucking goober walking around the lunchroom as a 10-year-old, because I also wasn't stepping on cracks. I was walking around. I always thought, I'm like, I just need to walk the way that a knight moves in chess so that it looks natural and I'm still not stepping on the cracks.
Yeah, I had a ton of these as a kid. When we moved from Morristown to Ocean City in my childhood, part of it was for getting bullied for different like tics that I couldn't not do. I was training my hair to go to the side, and I would brush it with my fingers like that, but way too much. And in 5th grade, or 6th grade, there were like teams of children that would walk pigeon-toed like I did and brush their hair like incessantly, doing this like Woody imitation of just making fun of me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I disagree. And, I had a sound I would make like by like sloshing bubbles through my lips. My parents hated it. It was like an embarrassment that was audible, and I would hit myself to like get over that,
like through the teeth and back, like through your teeth
on
to
the
your
sides
lip.
Like this. And
yep.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
And I have a bunch of these. And when Taylor talked about the balance thing, I was like, are you me? Even to this day, if Jackie wants to like fuck with me, she'll squeeze one toe and then stop there and just like vanish. And it's like, the other toe needs squeezing. We all know this. I'm balanced.
It does. It should be balanced out. Like even now as an adult, to be courteous, it should be balanced.
Everything in balance, little one. No,
I know that nothing bad's going to happen, but let's be safe.
Like anywhere where there's like folds of skin, like between your fingers, how they kind of make folds of skin sometimes, depending on it. Like I would be constantly doing this, like sort of like exercising that to make that. I don't know what it was to get to stop. And then like the corners of your eyelids, I'd constantly be going to like open them up all the way so they wouldn't stick, and then like corners of my mouth too. And then my hair, oh my God, they thought I was gay because I'd twirl my hair all fucking day. I'm twirling. Yeah, that's fine.
Because they call me twirling my hair with my classmate's dick in my mouth.
Nobody else twirls their hair when they suck it, Kyle. Sorry, the tick.
Queer. It's coming off as a little gay.
I'm always twirling I wasn't pulling it out, thank God. I remember there was a girl who did pull her hair out. I remember her name, Renee Rice. Renee Rice pulled her hair out until she had these bald patches everywhere. And I'm sure it was something terrible at home was happening or whatever, but I didn't do that. But I twirled that shit and I made these little, little ponytails, and I'm just like, I don't know how to braid hair or anything, but I'm like making little twirling that shit up for whatever reason, and incessantly. And then the inside of my mouth, like the inside of my cheeks, I'm biting it. I'm like chewing it.
Like open wounded, kind of.
I can still feel them. They're rough now because as a kid, I'd be sitting there for hours at a time chewing the thin layers of skin off and like spitting them. I don't know why. The same reason you can't sit in a chair right.
That's true.
I don't know why. And now, like,
wait, Taylor can't sit in a chair, right?
We just, that's his thing.
I used to fall out of my chair at dinner as a kid all the time. Like, I don't know why, but my dad was like, as a kid, you just we'd be like sitting there. Now it's just beds. I'll just be sitting there eating. And he's like, yeah, I would look up to a huge noise. And Taylor, you'd just be on the ground. Like, because I guess I would sit on the chair and try to just like lean while I was eating and balance on the two legs and made an ass.
The thing I do now, I wonder if people relate to this. I sometimes take my mouse, I wish you could see it, and I'll like go back and forth over one side of the window. In this case, it's my browser. And then I have to do the left side enough times to even it out and then put it in the center.
Yeah, that's, you know what I do? The areas in between where all of our screens are, like I'll often like move my mouse like to make sure I'm not touching the screen. Maybe I still have this.
I don't know. Of course.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm interrupting you, but I'm thank you. It's almost as if you don't get over it, but you choose things that are totally tolerable, right? Like I have a bunch of tics. When I get into the elevator, I just fucking blink hard and freak the fuck out with like my facial expressions. But I don't have like audible tics.
Hey, dude, look on camera, B. This guy is sketching out in the elevator.
Yeah. Oh my god. Elevators are like a thing for like. I have.
Is it claustrophobia?
No, it's privacy. Like, oh my gosh, I've been suppressing this event for so long that I'm ready to just like let go.
Like the fart you take after a date. Like as soon as she's out of that car, oh my god, the biggest farts in my life have been after women got out of my car after a 4-hour date.
Yeah,
it's that fart that you've bottled them up till they go back up your intestines. You're like, oh, I hope that's healthy.
You feel it like do the reverse gurgle up, like that one's in my stomach now. My next burp's gonna be stinky.
I mean, nice restaurants should have cushioned chairs. Do not sit me on that hard piece of wood. Embarrass me in front of these people. So like those girls would get out of my car and it's just and I'm just like, oh,
it's like the resonance frequency of the windows and it's like a bass.